What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dennis Nderitu, live in Nderitu Basketball HQ. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited. It's good to be back here. It's good to be back. The Milwaukee Bucks, Fear the Deer, tied up the series 2-2, and we're hitting the game five, 2 games apiece. Pretty excited. I picked the Bucks. And I'm so happy that they tied up the series. It's about damn time that these guys did that. I mean, it was a long time coming for me. I was afraid that the Phoenix Suns will get a two, no, a 3-1 lead stranglehold going back home, but that wasn't the case because the Bucks came in and defended home court. I actually predicted that if they take care of home court, they're gonna have a chance to you know, tie this series up. If the way they just played pretty well. And now Chris Middleton, the man of the hour, Chris Middleton, he pulled off a Michael Jordan performance in the fourth quarter. He ended the game with 40 points. I mean, that guy, man, pretty good, pretty good. Let me just, I see Moses is backstage, but I'm gonna add you. Just hold on a bit. Let me just go through the matchup summary real quick. So the Bucks came in clutch down the stretch to even up the series 2 games apiece and remain undefeated at home in these finals. Chris Middleton led the Bucks with 40 points with 40 led the Bucks with 40 points on 15 of 33 shooting. Yeah, man, in 43 minutes, Giannis Antetokounmpo followed up with 26 points, 14 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. He just completely took over the game in his own unorthodox way. And also, he just did what he had to do. Drew Holiday finished with 13 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 steals, while Brook Lopez chipped in 14 points. Meanwhile, Devin Booker led the Suns with 42 points on 17 of 28 shooting in 38 minutes. So, yeah, man. I mean, Devin Booker went off, but it wasn't enough. Jay Crowder followed up with 15 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. Chris Paul totaled 10 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds, while DeAndre Ayton tallied 6 points, 17 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 blocks. So, DeAndre Ayton didn't have a good scoring night, but he showed up in the rebounds department. The Suns shot 51% from the field, and the Bucks shot 40% from the field. But the Bucks earned 19 more field goal attempts, most thanks to 17 offensive rebounds, which was enough to make up for the poor shooting. So you can see right off the bat, man, I'm just glad Chris Middleton he just pulled up this performance. Let me just pull up. Let me just add up Moses real quick on the stream and Victor. What's up, guys? Moses and Victor. Let me just put them highlights real quick. What's up, guys? Oh, you guys are muted. Let me just, hold on a bit. Let me adjust the quality of that. Moses, what's up? So, I mean, this game was just great to watch. Great game to watch. Mikael Bridges. And Giannis again. Nice, nice, nice. For this.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was having problems with my earphones.
No
Now I'm back.
problem.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
yeah, great.
I
What you think
see.
about what you think about this game?
What a game. Game four.
two,
Last
two,
time we
two.
talked, it was, yeah, who would have thought? Last time we talked, it was game two.
It
And
was
I had written, Yeah, and I'd written off the Bucks.
Fear the deer, fear the deer.
Yeah, yeah. What a mistake! What a mistake that was
I
for me.
mean, look, I mean, the Bucks are unbeatable at home, so they have to go back to the road in Phoenix. And in Game Five, I'll give the edge to Phoenix for them to win that game. I feel like they can't lose three straight.
So you don't think the Bucks have figured it out how to
No,
play the Suns?
yes, they have, but
Hmm?
I want this series to go 7 games. I don't. Okay, it's okay if the Bucks can finish off the Suns in six games. It's okay, but I really would like to see a 7 game series. I would want to see that.
I mean, at this point, Game Seven is my faith for Game Seven has been restored. I think we are going to have a Game Seven. Who
Bill,
I feel so dumb. I had written off the Bucks coming from Game Two, which they had played terribly. But this Game Four performance was amazing by them. Considering throughout the game they were down till the fourth quarter.
yeah, true. I mean, that. I mean the blocks, the game saving block which Giannis had. We're also gonna see it a bit quickly. Chris Middleton went off for 40 points. I mean, he just took over the game, especially in the fourth quarter. I mean, that's the performance that I really waited for from Chris Middleton. Yeah, man, Chris Middleton just came in clutch.
That was one cold ass performance by Chris Middleton, especially in the fourth. I mean, this guy is clutch. This guy is just a clutch player. I mean, Giannis wouldn't have asked for a better teammate to like compliment him. I think he complements Giannis' game perfectly.
I mean,
His shot making abilities. I mean, Michael Bridges was having one hell of a game. This was a terrible game by him defensively, offensively. Chris Middleton was just killing him out there, especially in the fourth. Kept killing over and over. I mean, by now, this guy should know that he can guard Chris Middleton. He just can't not guard Chris Middleton.
Chris Middleton is
He
a
was,
two-time All Star. He knows he's been there. He's been in the East Finals. I mean, that guy is pretty good. He knows what he's doing on the court. It's just
oh
consistency.
man.
It's the consistency bug that really kills me a lot.
Yeah, and if someone asks you, what kind of performance will Chris Middleton come through with at Game Five, you really can't say for sure it's good. What he's going to give us. That's the kind of
Yeah,
player he is. One
yeah.
game I had a joke at one game he's MJ, is Michael Jordan. The next game is J.R. Smith. I was like, four words couldn't have been said.
I I just hope Chris Middleton doesn't pull off a 11-point game in Game Five. It'll really kill me a lot if I see the same momentum. If I see the same momentum that they don't have, and they just have to keep being consistent. I see Lucas has joined us. Lucas, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, Lucas, what's up, my man?
What's up?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're just chopping it up, talking about Game Four. Did you see Game Four?
Hey, what exactly you missed in your?
Lucas, you're breaking your mic.
Yeah, you're having
Uh,
problems with your mic.
I was asking what exactly you guys talking about. The
Oh, Lucas is breaking. Okay.
Yeah, Lucas. Okay, okay. Like as I was saying, Giannis, Chris Middleton going off in this game. We definitely was expecting a performance by Chris Middleton. This kind of performance from Chris Middleton again, because he's capable of it. A consistent Chris Middleton for me is a top 10 player in this league, at least top 15 player in the league. He's such a good player. The kind of shot making that we've seen from him in Game Four, it was good. It was good to look. It was good to watch as a fan.
I mean, you know the usual suspects in the Bucks. Drew Holiday. He didn't score as much, but he had 13 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals. he just did how he had to do in the court. I mean, this game was Chris Middleton's game, and you know, he had to. Chris Middleton just had to go off in this game. There was no other way for them to win. And Giannis with them defensive stops, that block late in the game on DeAndre Ayton when he was given that alley oop from Devin Booker. I believe it was Devin Booker. Then he did his thing. His athleticism is the Greek freak. And
Mm.
yeah, man. Well, what's your
You
comment
know,
about that block? That block went viral.
Jewel. Yeah, I actually saw that. It was alley oop to DeAndre. I'm not sure if it was from Booker,
It
and
was from
Yanis just came out. It was from.
the Devin Booker.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh, that was one hell. That was a highlight play by Yanis. That was a highlight play. That's the kind of highlights that are going to go with Yanis game. You're not going to see Yanis hit a shot over a good defender or like come off the pick and like take a really fade away shot. So these are the kind of highlights that highlight Yanis' strengths. As for me, Drew Holiday, I like Drew Holiday a lot in this game because he was very aggressive, even though he couldn't score really efficiently or like get easy shots, but he was very aggressive. And one thing about Drew Holiday, you don't you can't really look at Drew Holiday's numbers and Drew Holiday's points. What you have to look at is the player he was defending, which was CP3. Yeah, you mean
yeah.
did you see the performance CP3 had being guarded by Drew Holiday?
Mm, I mean, CP3 had a 10-point game, 4 rebounds. It's unlike CP3 to have like a 10-point game. He was non-existent on the court. I mean, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. I mean, he shot poorly, 38% from the field. He didn't even shoot a 3-pointer. Yeah, I mean that it was
Man,
that bad.
I
And
don't know
also,
what was going on with him.
and
Yeah.
also the interesting fact about Devin Booker. Devin Booker had 42 points, but
Mm.
he shot 60% from the field, and he didn't even shoot a 3-pointer. He was shooting all mid-range shots all through. He didn't even shoot a three,
Oh man. I
and he
mean,
went to the
after his
So he
game, yeah.
best ever on PG target.
Lucas. You're breaking. I don't know.
So
But not sure if it's the earphones or headphones or the internet. Like I was saying about CP3, this was such an uncharacteristic game by him. It was I don't know what was going on because I ever since the playoff began, he really hasn't put this kind of performance. It was really disappointing from him because if CP3, I think if CP3, judging how the game was close, if CP3 had a good game, this would have probably gone to overtime for me. CP3 is not the kind of player to give you 10 points in such a crucial playoff game you know. And it was actually going to be 8 points, and you actually saw him run and get a open layup during the last seconds of the game. So he was going to give us a triple single. You call it a triple single. It was
Yeah,
it was going to be an awful performance by him. So I don't know what was going on. I think Devin Booker came out and he was just very aggressive, judging from his game three performance, which was not good at all. In game
yeah,
three, he was awful. He didn't have a shot. He wasn't like he just couldn't get into the game. So you
I mean,
saw him kind of turn it up in this game and kind of go all aggressive. So I don't know if that kind of made CP3 take a seat back and kind of not get into his groove and not get into the game. But this was such an uncharacteristic game by him. Yeah, for me, he's the leader of the team, and if he has a good game, the Suns, that's all the Suns need. Because you saw how close the game was with only Devin Booker having a good game. If you look at the box score, the only other guy was Jay Crowder with 15 points. So you actually see that the Suns don't need a lot for them to actually go that far. They only needed a good performance by Chris Paul, and this game would have probably gone to overtime, and the Suns would have probably had a better chance than it ending 109, 103.
yeah, true. Yeah, true. I actually also agree. I agree with you on that point. And also, just to add on, I feel like the the Bucks did to the Suns. Just follow me through with this one. The Bucks did to the Suns the same way the Suns did to the Bucks. And there's a let me preface it. You see, the way the Suns like they let Giannis, score like a 35, a 40 points game, 40 point game, and Chris
Yeah.
Middleton. Chris Middleton didn't have a good night. They just let Giannis score, and the Suns won the game. So I feel like the Bucks flipped the script on the Suns because they let Devin Booker have a 40 piece. They let him do everything he had to do on the court, but it wasn't enough to win the game because CP3 had an off night. I mean, the usual
Mm.
suspects in the Suns didn't have a good game as far as I'm concerned because as much as Devin Booker had a 40 piece, they still lost the game. So I feel like the Bucks flipped the script on the Suns. They just let Devin Booker. You can score them shots. You can have your way, but you're not gonna win. So I feel like that's what the Bucks did, and also Devin Booker was in foul trouble. He had like 8 fouls. Some fouls they weren't called. There's this foul when he fouled Drew Holiday on the layup. Then Giannis took it back.
Ah,
That was the foul.
yeah.
That's the foul that will have made Devin Booker foul out. But the refs, man, the
Yeah.
refs didn't call that. I mean, like, what's going on? What's the wrong with the officiating with these
This
points?
that was the talk of the game. Devin Booker should have fouled out. He had two more fouls. I think it was on Middleton and another player. I don't know if it was Drew Holiday. He had two more fouls. This player had fouled out far, far before the game had ended. He was supposed to foul out. I think the guys were saying the refs were keeping him on because excuse me. They were saying the refs were keeping him on so that the Suns could get a chance in this game because they knew once Devin Booker goes out, this was probably going to be a blowout game. They were probably going to lose by a lot. But
Yeah,
yeah, that kind of took the shine away from the game. Devin Booker kind of getting protected by the refs, but it didn't matter to the Bucks. They still stole the game, so it's not really a talking point. If the Bucks had lost the game, it would have been another story. And
yeah.
I'm hoping we don't see that kind of officiating again because it was clear for anybody to see that the refs were favoring Devin Booker and the Suns. They didn't want him to file out. They wanted to keep the game strong. I don't know if it was for the viewership. They wanted the fans to be happy, not to take out a star player and like give the advantage to one team. So I don't know what was up with that. It was bad officiating. Terrible.
I don't like that. I don't like the no calls. I mean, that was a clear
Yeah.
foul. It was a clear
Yeah.
foul on Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
Clear. I actually saw it. I was like, the refs no call. Then you see Jay Crowder flopping. The ref calls that foul. Jay Crowder and he
Oh my
flops, they
god.
call that foul. I mean, that didn't sit right with me because it's bad officiating. I mean, it's really hurting like the ratings of the league, and I didn't like that officiating. They should call that. They let Devin Booker play on, and I mean, okay, I mean, if the player fouls out, he fouls out.
Yeah.
If
Should stick to the rules. They should stick to the rules. Come on. You know?
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, as much as the refs try to cheat, the Bucks still won it, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah. And that was good to see.
now the Bucks are headed to Phoenix. The Phoenix Suns have to protect home court, so the Bucks have
Mm.
to steal. So the Bucks have to steal one game. They just
Yeah.
gotta steal. They just gotta steal one game. So if the Bucks
Yeah.
if the Suns haven't figured it out, and yeah, I mean, if they don't get ready, they're gonna
Yeah.
be stunned.
Yeah.
They're gonna be stunned in Game 5 because I don't know what the Bucks took in Milwaukee because I don't know what type of there's something that they took in Milwaukee because I mean they were playing those relentless, especially in Game 3, Game 4 they were not tiring out. Nobody was gassed. Everybody was just having
Yeah.
fun out there. I mean
Yeah.
the game was
And
overall
another
the game.
thing,
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Go
yeah.
ahead.
And another thing you saw with the Bucks, it was more ball movement. They actually were moving the ball, trying to look for an easy shot, trying to keep the flow of the game going, which is something we didn't see in the first games where Yanis was trying to like pound the other player and get to the rim aggressively, and Middleton was kind of forcing shots. This time you saw they actually moved the ball and they were playing as a team, playing more as
Yeah.
a team, especially in game 4.
I feel like aside from Chris Middleton, I can also give Drew Holiday credit. He
Yeah,
racked up 7 assists. Even
yeah,
Giannis,
yeah,
even Giannis racked up 8 assists.
yeah,
He was dishing the pack Connaughton. He. I mean that team needs that. I mean that we need more ball movement. You don't need to
yeah,
put the ball on Giannis. Okay, Giannis is a star player, but you don't need to put the ball in Giannis's hand every time because defensive schemes can be set to stifle Giannis. So if you get guys
Yeah.
like Drew Holiday, a guy like a Brook Lopez, Pat Connaughton, if you get them open looks, they can do something. And Bobby Portis, Jeff Teague. I mean,
Mm.
but PJ Tucker, man, he played 29 minutes, didn't even score 1 point. He went 0 points.
Oh
I
man,
mean,
if PJ Tucker is smart. He came into the game, he realized, this guy's hot, this other guy's playing well.
yeah,
Me,
true.
maybe I should really take a back seat. He wasn't looking for any kind of scoring opportunity. He was kind of delegating a lot, and he recognized I don't need even to score today. That was the kind of game my teammates were having. I don't even need to score, but that's a mature performance by him. Seen as him not scoring, his team still wins. Meaning, he played his role. He really played his role.
You
I
know,
don't know if you guys can hear me now.
yeah, Lucas, you're
Yeah,
clear.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys.
What's up?
no
What's
problem.
up?
So, what are you guys currently talking about?
We just talking about the game four performance from the Bucks. Chris Middleton, 40 piece. He came in clutch, especially in the fourth quarter. What you guys say about Chris Middleton and his performance?
I okay. To me, I expect him to ball. To me, I expect him to ball. Being that he takes majority of the shots for the team, I expect him to have like a 30 piece every single time.
Okay.
Yeah,
And, you know, uh, I think Chris Middleton. He's a good player, but sometimes I just feel like he gets a lot of he gets a bit inconsistent. In game one he had 29 points.
yeah.
Game two I think he had 11 points. Game three
Mm.
I can't. I mean the problem with Chris Middleton is consistency. If you
Consistency. Yeah,
if this guy can be able to average at least 28 27 points per game in this playoffs, you know we
It's a
the
wrap.
Bucks might have a chance to win because Giannis, he's gonna average 35 points per game at
yeah.
this point.
True.
Yeah, yeah.
So if Chris Middleton steps up to like 27 28 points on like 50%, 50% shooting, the Bucks, can do this. They have the things they can do this. So they need that
You know,
production.
and
Go ahead.
another thing, if you looked at the stats, another thing you noticed is Brook Lopez actually played 19 minutes. So
Yeah,
compared to the
True.
other
True. True.
the other big players, who Yanis, Drew Holiday, and Chris Middleton, they played 43 minutes, all of them. So Brook Lopez had 19, and this guy from the bench, Pat Connaughton, had
yeah,
32. Meaning they actually, this is how you can tell the Bucks have figured it out. They recognize that Brook Lopez is a liability on the defensive end. They're actually taking advantage of him because he's not really a good defender. He's not going to defend the Suns guards. So you saw with his reduced minutes and him still getting 14 points, and this guy from the bench, Pat Connaughton, coming in, taking majority of his minutes and still having a very good game with 11 points. So this is how you can tell Bucks have woken up from this sleep that they were on, and now they're actually. I'm actually going to say they're going to take Game 5.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
True. Okay, for me, I think they'll take. I think this series is going to Game 7. I'm rooting for
Yeah.
Game 7. Yeah, because I don't
Who?
expect Chris. I don't expect what's it called? Chris Paul to lose at home,
Mm.
and I also don't expect the Bucks to lose at home. So I'm seeing for Game 7, but I'm going with the Bucks.
you know,
Yeah, yeah. The Bucks have so much talent on that roster to lose these finals. And if they lose these finals, they're not going to get another finals. I don't see the
They
Bucks
will
getting
never
another
get another
finals.
one. They will never get another one.
I mean,
Yeah.
Lucas,
Yeah.
just to add in real quick, Giannis had that defensive stop late in the game on DeAndre Ayton. What you
The
think
block.
about that? Yeah, that stop, right? That block, right? What would you think
That
about that block?
I think that was the momentum change of the game because they were like going seesaw at that moment. It was either Booker makes the shot or Middleton makes the shot. But him getting that block was so phenomenal for me. That was the game winner for me actually. So I think it was outstanding on my take.
Yeah, I mean, Giannis is
I don't know if
he
throughout
won.
the playoffs.
I mean,
I don't know
Giannis
if throughout the
got the
playoffs we've seen a block like that one.
No, no, no,
oh,
no.
Giannis had two blocks like that. I mean, in the
Yeah,
finals, I think in game one, he had that
yeah.
chase down block. He had that chase down
Oh
block.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
Then
LeBron
it,
like.
yeah, that LeBron
Yeah,
like block.
LeBron like.
Then
Mm,
this one. I mean, he won the defensive player of the year last year. So I mean, we expect that from him. So Giannis, Giannis is just Giannis. He just took over the game in his own. He knows his own unorthodox way, and I feel like this is the spark they needed. To tie up the series and go to Game Five. If the Suns won this game and they had a 3-1 lead, they will finish off the Bucks in Game Six, and
Yeah,
that's the
for
thing I
sure.
yeah,
was. That's the thing I was afraid of. That's what they think. That's the same thing they did to the Clippers. And
Yeah, true.
yeah, man. And also,
you know,
this.
another
Yeah,
thing. Oh, another. I want to say another thing that you noticed with the Suns. Once Chris Paul had a bad game bad scoring game, you saw the same from DeAndre Ayton and Mikal Bridges. All those players they had single point games. So DeAndre had 6 points, Mikal Bridges had seven, and basically Chris Paul had 8 points. Apart from that last minute, with the open layup that he had, he was going to have 8 points. So you still so Chris Paul having a bad game kind of also brought his teammates down. Who benefit from his game, his play on a daily basis. But players such as DeAndre Ayton getting 6 points,
I mean,
players, numbers such as this are reasons why the Suns had lost this game.
I feel like Chris Paul. If Chris Paul has a bad game, I mean, some of the guys on the roster have a bad game, like DeAndre
Yeah,
Ayton,
totally, totally,
Mikal
totally.
Bridges. Devin Booker is a true star. Even if the Suns had bad records throughout the years. I mean, 2015, 2016, 2017 through the years. I mean, he was the only bright spot in the Suns. So you can see
Yeah,
him racking up 42 points was on his own, like pure scoring talent and ability. But guys like DeAndre Ayton and Mikal Bridges and Jay Crowder, they need a CP3 to facilitate and be the captain of the offense. If the captain of
yeah.
the offense has a bad game, they'll also have a bad game. So I feel like
Mm.
CP3 needs to get this thing together so that they can, win Game Five. Although I support the Bucks, I want the Bucks to win Game Five, but I want it to be competitive. I want CP3, to get back from this two-game slump that he has. He has struggled in Game Three and Game Four, so I expect Game Five for him to, snap back, snap out of it, and get this thing rolling. So yeah, I mean, the Phoenix Suns.
I,
Go ahead, go
I
ahead.
think all fans want to see a game 7. That's pretty obvious by now. So I just want to see a game 7 before even I see a Bucks winning. Before I see Bucks winning the championship, I just want to see a game 7 first of all. That's all I
I mean,
want as a fan.
the last Game 7 was in 2016 with the Cavs and Warriors. You remember the
Yeah,
Cavs
Mm,
coming back from a 3-1 lead. I mean, that's the only Game 7. I mean, since 2016. So if this Game 7 goes in, it's going to be the 16th Game 7 in NBA Finals history. So I'm just looking forward to it. I mean, yeah, that's the thing, right? Um, I mean, the Suns. Lucas, what you guys say about what the Suns need to do differently so that they can get back?
okay. To me, how to beat the Bucks? How do you beat the Bucks? The Bucks outside shooting is always tough for these guys because they protect their team. But we've seen Chris Paul and Devin Booker taking good mid-range shots, but they've realized the majority of the shots are being scored by the two guys. You have to stop one thing in basketball. You have to stop one thing from going. So I think they really did a good job on Chris Paul the last two series. So if they continue doing the same thing, it's gonna be a tough time for the Phoenix Suns. So Chris Paul has to really, really, really get on the score sheet. And also, I think Joe Crowder has been so quiet lately. He has been so quiet. Okay, to me, I don't see Aiton like a pure scorer in this series. Like him making 10 points over Yanis and Brook Lopez. That's a lot.
I mean, DeAndre Ayton's offense, he needs a guy like CP3. CP3,
Exactly.
CP3 elevated a guy like Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Clint Capella. You know, CP3's play is what made DeAndre Ayton DeAndre Ayton. That's what
Mm,
unlocked. DeAndre Ayton needed someone to unlock his full potential, and CP3 was the guy. So
yeah,
if
super
CP3 has
gun.
a if CP3 has a bad game, DeAndre Ayton suffers a lot. That's why you see he can't drop like 20 points on on lobs. I mean, Devin Booker isn't that guy to pass the ball to DeAndre Ayton. Devin Booker isn't built like that. Devin Booker is a scorer, so he
Kobe
needs
Yeah,
mentality, nigga.
he's
Yeah.
a scorer,
yeah,
so he's not a guy who's gonna throw lobs at you like a CP. CP3 is a pass. CP3 is a pass fast
fast.
point. So if he's
Yeah,
a pass fast, he's gonna look for the best shot, and if there's no best shot, he knows how to manufacture his shot from the mid range. So his mid range prowess is beyond. I mean, anything I've seen. I mean, from a point guard. So CP3 needs to get it together. I mean, he needs to do like what he did in game one, just break down the offense.
mm,
He has that ability to, take over the game the same way he did with the game six with the Clippers. He just said, I'm putting my team on my back, just like a LeBron James, and we're just going forward. So that's
But
what it
you
okay,
is,
know,
man.
okay,
yeah, go ahead, Lucas.
Go ahead.
okay.
Oh, I was,
My take. Okay, okay, okay. Go on.
yeah.
Sorry.
I was gonna say that you mentioned Jay Crowder being very quiet. I think that's
Yeah,
because he's the primary guard for
yeah,
Yanis,
yes,
so
yeah.
he has his work cut out for him. He's really having to really struggle. Yanis is he's one of the most difficult players to defend against because he's coming with strength, he's coming with looking for rebounds, he's coming. It's so for Jay Crowder, just containing Yanis it's a full time job. So I think that's why you could say he's a bit quiet on
Yeah.
the other side. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping for Game Seven. I know this series is just gonna get more interesting. The Game Five, Sunday morning, I'll just be tuned in. I just can't wait. And also, guys, make sure that And also, earlier today, I was invited to another panel, another stream. It's for my guy called Josh Carson, JC3. I uploaded the video to my channel, so if you missed it, you can just go back and check it out. We chopped it up with some guys there, and yeah, man. So just make sure to check it
All
out, and
right.
also
Yeah.
subscribe to his channel so that you can get more NBA content as it comes. So yeah,
Mm.
and so in other news, the
Yeah.
SPs the SPs happened, and this guy called Anthony Mikey threw some shots on Ben Simmons. So he said this in the
I
quote:
saw that.
Ben
Yeah.
Simmons took home a special SP for his humanitarian work for building orphanages with his playoff bricks. Guys, what you got to say about this? Is the Ben Simmons slander going too far? Is he going too far?
Oh man.
Uh,
I mean, Ben Simmons did it to himself. He's been in the league since 2016. He's just is I don't even know what to say. Ben Simmons did it to himself. I don't think it's gone too far. Once you get to the SPs, it's free game. It's it's you're open to ridicule. You can't actually say that. Uh, you guys are going hard on me. So I actually found it to be very funny, and it's partly true. Ben Simmons it was bricked out throughout the game.
Lucas, what you got to say about this Ben Simmons situation with the SPs?
okay. Okay. Personally, I think Ben Simmons is a really good point guard. Okay. Yeah, he plays point guard, right?
Yeah.
Uh yeah. So I also think the system in Philly it's a bit messed up on the point guard. You remember Michael Falls, yeah? You watched Michael Falls on
Yes,
Philadelphia?
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
you'll totally agree with me. He wasn't taking shots, right?
Markel Falls, what happened was in his college hoops, he had a very good solid jumper. Then when he went to the Philadelphia 76ers, I don't know, medical reports were saying that he had a shoulder injury. He
Mm,
didn't want to take them shots. So he was discouraged by the coach not to take shots because of his shoulder. So even on his free throw, so that's the situation. Then you got Ben Simmons, who's a point guard, 6'11" point guard who can't shoot. So I mean, it's Joel Embiid is a guy on the post. He's not required to shoot, but he's forced to shoot because of Ben Simmons. I mean, it's a mess.
I
It's a mess.
I think for Philly the best thing, okay, for Siemens the best thing for him, he will just be getting traded from that team. Okay, personally on my take, let me give you like a rough example of Siemens. Imagine Siemens in like a team like the Warriors. Imagine how quick he gets on transition. He's not as selfish kind of player, and I think he appreciates a run and gun type of offense, and like let's go and look for Joel Embiid or Tobias Harris on the post because then there he's a liability. Okay, that's my take.
I
I don't
feel
know,
like
Lucas. What do you think? Look, let me ask Lucas. What you call Joel? You call Ben Simmons a good point guard. What would you
Yeah.
say his strengths are? His strengths on the court.
Uh his strength, he's a good
Yeah.
passer, that's one.
Okay.
He handles the ball very well. That we'll agree that he doesn't get turnovers, a lot of turnovers as a point guard. And
Okay.
two, okay, he's too big for small guards. Let's say like if you're
Mismatch.
playing, yeah, he can get a lot of mismatches and go down the posts. Okay, I think those are some of the strengths he has, and he's really good in stealing balls and getting blocks. So it's just
Okay.
the right fix. He hasn't got the right fix in Philly, so I think he'll do good in another team.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Enough.
fair enough.
but this is a point guard who can't shoot. I mean, guys like Damian Lillard, Stephen Curry, Trey Young, they shoot from the logo. This guy, even a jumper, I mean, mid range. You don't even not even a three, bro. Mid range.
Man,
Can't
but that's
shoot.
sad.
It's
That's sad.
killing the offense.
Yeah, true.
Okay, giving credit to Ben Simmons, this guy can finish the layup left or right hand in transition.
Yeah,
In transition is in
Mm,
the 85th or 90th percentile in transition. But when it comes to
mm.
the half court offense, he's stuck. You can't defend this guy. Even if you look at half court sets that the Sixers run when they're in the playoffs with the Hawks, this guy just stays in the low block,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Red corner.
The ball doesn't even get to his hands late in the game. Guys like, even when Boban Marjanovic was in the Sixers before he went to the Mavs, I mean, he was getting touches late in the game and not Ben Simmons. Your leading guard is not even getting touches to late in the
In the
game.
playoffs.
In the
In the
playoffs, and even
playoffs.
in the playoffs, and even when Jimmy Butler was there, the ball was going through Jimmy Butler,
Or Joel
Boban,
Embiid. Yeah.
Joel Embiid. It was not touching Simmons' hand late in the game, and this is your starting guard,
He's a
bro.
superstar.
It's
This guy's
serious.
supposed to be a superstar.
It's not like Damian Lillard. Let's say I'm not okay. Let me just use Damian Lillard or Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry, Damian Lillard. They can lay in the games. Those are the guys that you need the ball in their hands, right? Or a
Yeah.
Trey Young. You need the ball in their hands to get the shot off, or get the
Set an
layup,
offense.
or set up an offense. But Ben Simmons isn't that guy, bro. That's the issue. As much as this guy's a good finisher, but he's in his offense in the half court, it's below average. So
I
Ben
think
Simmons for me. Yeah. Go ahead, Lucas. Go ahead.
Siemens really needs to work on his shooting. But last year we saw the off-season clips were being uploaded, and he was really getting into his jumper. We saw a few games he was taking the three shots, and he was making some. He has a good percentage in shots. I think it's up to him. I think it's something that is messed up with him. Okay, that kind of way. It's like, why would I take this shot and I have like corner specialists like Tobias? I have good shooters like Joel Embiid or Seth Curry. I think it's just up to him to make his mind and just take the shots. If you miss, it's a make and miss league. So critics will always be there. So just do what you have to do. Because I saw Ben Simmons in college basketball. This guy was really balling. He was taking them shots. I don't know what's happening to him right now.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the Sixers are now exploring trade options in the off season. I know the rumors are gonna get heated when the finals come to a close, but Yeah, man. I
Yeah.
mean, Simmons. Even guys are saying Doc Rivers can't leave the Sixers. He's signed to that long term contract,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
Sixers can
Support.
they can't fire him, right? They can't. It's gonna
Yeah.
cost them too much money, and also
Yeah.
Ben Simmons is costing the Sixers too much money. Right now, he's owed like what 149 million in his contract.
Wow.
He signed a $170 million extension in 2019,
Mm. Wow.
which kicked in 2020's off season. So you see, this guy's locked in for the long term. So I mean, getting a
For me,
suit of
Doc Rivers, they're stuck with Doc Rivers and his cast because Doc Rivers has this cast in the playoffs ever since the Celtics. He keeps blowing it. He blew it with the Clippers, and now it's going to take the Sixers toward the same route. But to give them the best chance, Ben Simmons has to leave the team. The system doesn't suit him, and I don't think he's there mentally. He's not mentally ready to be the player that the Sixers want him to be. I'm hoping
Yeah.
that they will explore the deal with Portland Trailblazers. Of course, you've heard me say this before. The deal with CJ McCollum. So CJ
Yeah.
goes to the Sixers. Ben Simmons goes to Portland. I'm hoping they could explore a deal like such. And yeah, next season we could
But
see.
I
Yeah,
think
go ahead.
that's a two-way trade. Okay, for me, like let's say I'm a trailblazer and this is my scorer, my second best scorer in CJ McCallum, getting Siemens, and then we have Lillard who has been really balling out of the playoffs and he's been like, guys, please get me some new guys that you can get some cheap, but getting Siemens for McCallum, that's goodbye for Lillard, the Blazers.
I
I'm
mean,
thinking, Portland, the problem with Portland was, CJ McCollum and Dame Lillard, they're two guards, they of course the one and the two, and none of them is a defender. So that's the thing that has been really upsetting the what can I say, the chemistry of the team or how the team plays, because you need a defender at least at the guard position. So
Yeah, to
I
be the
actually
one.
saw this. Yeah, yeah, you need a guard. So you need a defender. So actually, them exploring Ben Simmons could be them solving that problem. So I don't know. Dem Lillard is one of the most loyal players. I don't know. Maybe I don't think he might not want to play with Ben Simmons. So it could happen.
Yeah, it could happen.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, we didn't see Harden going to the Nets, so anything can happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
anything can happen in this league. And also, just to move on, I'm moving on to another story real quick. So you remember, Team USA fell to Nigeria, right?
Yeah,
Uh, 90 to 87. So Stephen A. Smith, when he was on First Take,
Yeah.
he literally slandered Team
Yeah.
Nigeria. He said, "Oh, these
I
guys are
saw.
no." He said, "These guys are nobodies." These guys. Team USA. They did a mediocre performance. He threw shots at everyone, right? So Stephen A.
Mm.
Smith got so much backlash from the YouTube basketball community, NBA
Mm.
community. No fans really rallied against Stephen A. Smith until ESPN forced Stephen A. Smith to apologize on national television.
wow.
So
Yeah.
what you think about Stephen A. Smith? I mean, do these networks like what you think about that whole situation, Moses and Lucas? I mean, the Stephen A. Smith situation.
Okay.
It-
To me, I think he has the freedom to talk. That's one. He has the freedom to give his own opinions on things. Um, First, to me, it was very disappointing for the USA basketball to lose to Nigeria. Same way to lose to the other next game. I think it was
Australia, they lost to
Australia.
Patty Mills in
Patty
Australia.
Mills. Imagine
They
we are
lost
talking
to
about
they lost to
Lillard.
Patty Mills.
Imagine we're talking about we are talking about Damian Lillard and the Durant likes and the Damon Green likes. Then you're losing to a Patty Mills and Joe Ingles kind of team. That's you will expect any critic from any analyst in the basketball. So okay, to me, I think it was too hard on him. But anyway, we gotta
But
leave
But I have this question. What do you think about ESPN forcing Stephen A. Smith to apologize? I mean, Stephen A. Smith he's paid to have his own opinion, but why
Yeah.
is it that
Mm.
he's forced to apologize by ESPN because of the opinion that he had, which was genuine at the time? He had his intentions there with those opinions, but why was he forced to apologize? I mean, why? I mean, why the situation like that? That's the issue I have. You know.
Yeah. For me, I thought Stephen A. Smith, of course, during this first six segments, they actually go overboard with their comments, and then it's always light-hearted or whatever. So, this time around, everyone always expects Team USA to blow out every other team in the internationals. So Nigeria actually getting a win instead of them getting the credit, or actually the spotlight being on Nigeria and this team that played amazingly and shot the ball well, because they actually really shot the ball well during that game. That they scored a lot of threes. Actually, from this, instead of the spotlight being on them and what a great team this was, it was actually ridicule. So for me, I actually thought it was, in spite of it being his opinion, I actually thought it was very disrespectful, because this is a team. This is a team with professionals. I mean, they wasn't playing with some villagers. It was actually a team with. I mean, Miami Heat had three players in the Nigerian team. There are actually three
Yeah.
players in the Nigerian team that are in the Miami Heat team. So these are actually professional basketballers. I think USA is used to winning, all international games, and we all expect them to win. But right now, we actually see in countries such as Nigeria and even Australia assembling teams, of players consisting of players who are in the NBA and even not in the NBA, but good players, not like the teams that we saw beforehand, whereby USA was league above every other country. We actually seen some more competition as the years go by, and teams improving. So USA have their work cut out for them, and for me, Stephen A. Smith, he just needs to chill. A lot of those players, they went on Twitter and expressed their disappointment with Stephen A. Smith with how he pronounced their name. He was actually making jokes about how their name is funny and he actually can't pronounce them properly because it's African name. Okoye, I don't know what other name he was making fun of. Agada, I don't know, Gabe. Some of those names that he thought it was funny, and the Nigerian team didn't think it was funny at all. But I don't. I think Stephen A. Smith was coming from a jokey kind of place, but still, I thought that spotlight should have been on the Nigerian team, which was so good during that game.
Yeah. Credit.
I
Yeah,
mean,
credit to them.
as much as but I feel okay. As much as I wanted, Team USA to win, I saw Team USA be on a decline in 2019 when they were in the Olympic Games. They finished, it was
Mm.
it fifth or sixth. I mean, these guys were on an absolute decline, but I can throw an excuse there and say that the best players didn't play. They had Kemba Walker, Jason Tatum, Kyle Kuzma,
Mm.
Alex
all these other
Kuzma.
Jimmy
guys.
Butler.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
they had those guys, but these are not the guys that you need to win gold at that time. I mean,
Mm.
this time they had the firepower to do it, but I mean, it's not about plugging in good players and expecting them to figure it out. It's about plugging in the players and figuring out how they can work together. So I think Greg Popovich needs to learn, know, and understand like how can I make these good players work together. I mean, it's a tall ask at that point because if they don't figure it out, they're gonna lose their next game. And this is the first time in USA basketball history they've lost 2 games straight. When MJ Magic
Wow.
and MJ Magic and that other era was playing in Team USA, they never lost any game. They
Mm.
only lost
Mm.
twice in 56 contests, 54 wins, 2 losses. This time it's 0 wins, 2 losses. I mean, it's not expected the best league and the best players coming out of the best league losing to other players. So
Best scorers in the league.
KD, Jason
Yeah.
Tatum, Bradley Beal, Damian Lillard.
But
How? I mean,
they're expecting Booker and Middleton to join them. So I don't
Yeah.
know how
Yeah.
they're gonna do
Things.
this, but
after the finals,
yeah,
what?
yeah. They're expecting the two players to join them.
Winning the
Really?
chip, then you winning the chip, then you go and play for Team USA.
And you're going to play
What?
for Team USA.
Why? I mean, Why? I mean, I don't get that logic at all. I don't get it. Why would you go back and you've played to Mount Rushmore, then you're going to
Yeah.
this other small hills, No, I mean the NBA
You know,
championship is the biggest is the Mount Rushmore for all basketball in the whole world. NBA finals, the NBA championship, not Olympics, bro.
I think it's for the
I don't
game. It's
know.
for the love for the game. It's the love for the game.
Okay,
Might
okay.
actually see that. But for me, I think that if you look at Team USA, it's always got superstars. So for them, it's always about fit first. Before you actually fit a team with KD, Jason Tatum, and all
Yeah.
these scoring superstars, it's all about fit. You can't have a starting five and all five are guys in the NBA who average 30 points and above. You can't have
Yeah.
five players, and that's definitely not a good fit. So it's all about fit. I don't know if Greg Popovich is getting it right with the fit. I
And
don't
they
know,
do
but I
Uh,
have
think Bam Adebayo. Yeah,
and they do
I
have
think
like
I
a
think
fast point guard.
yeah. Go
Fast,
ahead.
fast.
Huh?
Yeah. No, just continue. Just continue. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I think Bam Adebayo is a great player there at the center position. He's so good. I actually saw him during those exhibition games, and I thought he was fantastic. A fantastic pickup for Team USA. Other than that, I don't know about the fit. But and I think the other teams like even Nigeria. You saw Nigeria team's coach is Mike Brown.
Mike
I
Brown,
don't
yeah.
know if you guys, yeah, it's actually McBurn. So you actually see these other countries actually the basketball organization is getting better. So if Mike Brown is the coach of the Nigerian team, they have three players who play for Miami Heat, another player who plays for I think Josh Okogie plays for
Josh
Minnesota
Okogie,
Timberwolves.
the Josh
Which team
Okogie
does he
for
play for?
Timberwolves.
Minnesota Timberwolves, and we had
Yeah,
Precious Achiuwa for the Miami Heat.
Sure.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I mean, they had a decent roster, but why is it that they,
definitely.
the last time that Team USA matched up with Nigeria, you know what they did in 2012 with LeBron, Kobe.
Yeah.
It's
You know
terrible.
what they did, bro. 80,
Yeah,
83
yeah,
point deficit. 83. They beat them by
yeah.
83 point. There's this time LeBron in the fourth quarter late in the game, he was like, this is cheap stuff, bro. Cheap stuff. He just walked out the court because they were up 83 and the game it was in garbage time. So it's like, no, we already won. So yeah. So getting losing to that team after all those years, I mean, it's pretty embarrassing for Team USA, and that's why like Stephen A. Smith, he called him out, but he called him out, but the way he did it, not many people agreed with that. So yeah, man, that's the situation. He was forced to apologize by ESPN. I feel like his job was on the line. If he didn't, he will get axed. So
I
yeah, I
think in
mean,
TV you can't really be that, you can't really be that blunt in the way you talk about another team. So for him, it was a reach. And other than that, I think the other teams are getting better, and Team USA is actually it's not going to get easier from here. No matter what team they assemble, guys are also getting better around them, and it's about time they start realizing that. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
True.
Moses and Lucas. Team USA lost to the Boomers, Australia, led by a Patty Mills. Have you seen Patty
Party
Mills ball
meal.
out? How did
A bench player.
Patty Mills play for the bench, San Antonio? I mean, and actually, it's pretty easy. And actually, it's a front hand, backhand slap because Patty Mills is in the Spurs, and his coach is Greg Popovich. So he actually went against Team USA and his own head coach, and he beat him.
Mm,
That's
So
mm.
nice.
you see that
Ah,
situation right there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
That that
crazy.
was that was
It's crazy.
that was great to see. It was fun to see actually.
And also,
Yeah.
just to shift gears a bit, there's this another article just came out on NBA reporter Chris Haynes on how Team USA is dealing with differences on FIBA refereeing and NBA
Mm,
refereeing. You see, there are two different types of officiating. There's the NBA referees, the way they do it,
mm,
and the FIBA
The
referees.
FIBA. Yeah.
So multiple players from Jason Tatum to Bradley Beal have been staring down the officials following no calls as they are used to touch fouls in the NBA. What you guys think about the way the NBA is officiated, the games, and also FIBA? How their differences in how they officiate and their refs. So there's a discrepancy there because some plays that get called in the NBA and not get called in FIBA. So guys, NBA stars are like rolling their eyes when it's a no call. What you guys think about that?
I mean, for me, I think I prefer the FIBA officiating because I think there's more fluidity with it. I think it's more professional, especially looking at last night's game 4, whereby we saw Devin Booker not foul out. With FIBA, I think it's more professional and it's less, foul oriented. I don't know if James Harden could go to FIBA and do the kind of stuff he was doing with the Rockets,
He can't.
and
He can't.
actually just, I really can't. So I actually prefer the FIBA one because you actually see more. There's no shortcuts with the FIBA. They actually just officiating and letting basketball be played. Whereas in the NBA, we see a lot of players, a lot of very smart players. I mean, guys like Lou Williams, Vinny, who's and other really what how do we call them? Skillful and kind of very smart and sly players be able to kind of cheat the officiating with I think it was Lou Williams. I'm not sure if it is. He was famed for kind of stopping on a diamond, kind of
Yeah,
jump, rising up for his shot and getting a foul all the time. He would drive to the basket and kind of just stop and then go up. You're bound to get contact. So I don't know. Another player was also famed for that. So guys,
you know,
stuff like
there-
that we see in the NBA.
and also Trey Young. There's this
Yeah,
the
exactly,
the
exactly.
the
That's the player.
NBA actually cracked down on those foul calls, and actually they removed them. You see the way James Harden goes for the three and extends his leg out, and just the
Mm,
ref calls a 3-point play for him, 3 point
yeah.
free throws. You see the way Trey Young trails his defender, puts his hip around him, and drags him with his hand. The NBA said they're not going to be calling those type of fouls. So I feel like these guys are saying like, they want the NBA officiating to be brought to
Mm.
FIBA. The way that's what they are basically saying. They're saying, why is it that
Ah.
these calls that I get when the fouls, I'm not getting them here? Why is that? So that's the why they're raising eyebrows, because they're used to getting those calls as much, and that's how they get their points, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think for them that's you can't have your cake and eat it. You already these super athletic superstars. You can't then go there and be like, hey, we want our officiating on this platform also. I think that's something that should not be allowed to happen. I think also NBA officiating is catered to the fans. They want to officiate in a way that keeps the game exciting and allows the superstar to be a superstar. And we've seen favoritism whereby superstars tend to get more free throw than the normal guy who gets foul. Like Michael Bridges would probably not get as many as many free throws as Devin Booker or I don't know as Middleton or such. So yeah, I don't think I prefer the FIBA one, and I don't think they should bring NBA officiating to FIBA basketball.
Lucas, what you think about that?
Okay. Uh, the rules are different. You might take like the NBA they allow for like a zero step. The FIBA they don't allow for a zero step, and the NBA officials
Lucas, Lucas.
Can't hear him.
Oh, his sound, his mic is cut off a bit.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, man. I don't know about these guys. I mean, they just want. You see the way game 4, the no calls. That's the thing that really gets me. Especially you can't
Yeah.
miss those calls, especially in an NBA Finals game. You're not
Yeah.
supposed. You have
Yeah.
to call those calls. I mean, the NBA just has a lot of conspiracy theories, like the same way like the 2002 Lakers versus
Sacramento.
Kings game
Yeah.
6. I mean, that
Yeah.
the league
I,
just wanted the Lakers to three-peat. So at that point,
it's catered. The NBA officiating is catered to their fans. They're trying to give the fans a good show. So they recognize, like last night, they can't really take David Booker out of the game because he's the hottest player in the Suns, and the Suns fans are enjoying watching their team. They don't want guys to turn off the TV because if you take David Booker out of the game, guys are turning off the TV. They're like, so the Bucks have won it, hoorah. And they're not really watching that game till the end. So stuff like that, if you put two and two together, you can actually think about it and be like, it's obvious they didn't want Devin Booker to fall out because he was
he had 42. I mean, he was the hottest player for the Suns, and stuff like that. Just very shady officiating that I hope we won't see again in the finals. Because yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
like that.
Uh, I also didn't like that. I actually like the way FIBA does it. FIBA, the way they do their officiating. I mean, it's more professional. They call they just they're not corrupt the way the NBA is. NBA they're just minting
Yeah,
money, so they have to
yeah,
there's this guy there's this NBA referee that got banned and also got to jail because in
mm,
2007 because he used to bet on these NBA games. He used to bet on
yeah.
them, and so he used to officiate so that his team won the game.
Yeah, I actually saw that. I actually heard about that. That was one of the darkest days for the NBA as an organization and as a sport. That
Yeah,
was that was crazy. I know the NBA commissioner at the time was just freaking out. He was like, "What does this
because
mean for my league?" But
at,
yeah,
at the time the NBA commissioner was the late David Stern.
yeah, I
It was
remember.
David Stern. I remember, and
Yeah,
also
yeah,
there's this also a picture that I posted on my Instagram.
mm,
It showed, you see, in 2011 there was this blockbuster trade between the Lakers and the Charlotte Hornets at the time. The New Orleans Hornets at the time.
yeah,
CP3 was
yeah,
to the New Orleans Hornets. CP3 was set to go to the Lakers. CP3 was set to go to the Lakers, and you know, uh, David Stern nixed the trade. And after David Stern nixed the trade, um, you know, the trade didn't happen. And I feel like the way um, Devin Booker molded his game to fit Kobe's game, and the way these two guys just mesh really well with the team. I mean, it just shows me how great CP3 and Kobe would have been. The late great Kobe Bryant would have been. So yeah, as I was saying, you
yeah. I'm
you left
back.
the stream.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm
My
saying
bad.
All I'm saying is
Mm,
that let me just repeat it real quick. You see, at the
yeah,
time that blockbuster trade with the New Orleans Hornets and the Lakers was supposed to send CP3 to LA to play with Kobe Bryant, right? That
yeah,
trade
yeah,
that trade was nixed by the late David Stern because of basketball reasons. So that trade didn't go
yeah.
go. So me seeing the way Devin Booker molded his game to a Kobe Bryant esque game, and the way
Mm,
they're meshing so well with Chris
mm,
Paul. What
mm.
if, that trade went through and CP3 teamed up with a Kobe Bryant at that time?
You know, I actually saw that the reason that trade didn't go through is that NBA kind of owned New Orleans Hornets.
Yes,
They
yes.
kind of owned that franchise, so they actually were allowed to say no. So for the best interest of the NBA, they thought we can't let these two superstars team up because I mean this is
And
going to be
also,
like the same thing we always did in 20,
yeah,
2017.
and
Yeah,
also just to add on to that situation, I know the NBA owned the New Orleans Hornets at the time. So
yeah,
what happened would be this: if CP3 was traded to the Lakers, it would save the Lakers like about 15 million in luxury taxes, because
wow,
they will save money for LA, and they will contend, and it will cost the other guys, this other small market teams, more money, and they won't be
mm,
able to keep up with the dominance of the Lakers.
ah,
So that's why
yeah,
the NBA at the time nixed that trade, because they saw. And also just remember, every team, like, there are partial owners. Every team, like, let's say for example, like all the 30 teams, like every owner owns a specific portion of every NBA team, every as
yeah,
percentage of every NBA team. So when they saw that
yeah,
that will happen, it will cut them money. They will lose some money in the process. So they didn't want that to happen, because the rich will get richer and the poor get poor. You know the whole story on profits and margins. So that's why it didn't go through. But yeah, that was that was the situation at the time. But me seeing Devin Booker thrive well with CP3 just shows me, like, if CP3 teamed up with the Kobe Bryant, the late great Kobe Bryant, it would have been epic for me.
and
That's
Devin Booker isn't even in his prime, so this is a
yes,
young Devin Booker.
who's coming into his own game. You see the type of performances he's putting with CP3 beside him. At the time 2011, everyone could see it. His CP3 and his Kobe Bryant in his prime. This was a done deal. This was a game over for everybody else. It would have been game over. So yeah, it's obvious for anyone to see who's got eyes and who can really understand the NBA mechanics. You can see clearly that they didn't want that to happen. They wanted to keep it competitive. They want these guys to team up. They wanted to keep the league. Didn't want to kind of stifle the other teams that were coming up. And yeah, it's one of the big what ifs of the league over the years. Because it
I
was
mean,
a game down. I remember telling my friend that, hey, have you heard CP3 is going to the Lakers? And then we were just talking about that at the time, and we were thinking, oh my God, Lakers are going to win everything for the next I don't know how many years.
I mean, that situation. That situation, man. If when it just didn't fall through, I just felt so sad because that trade was nixed within 2 hours. Just
Mm,
it was nixed. 2 hours, guys were
yeah,
so happy. I was so happy at that time. Then,
yeah.
oh man, the trade has been canceled. It's not gonna go through. I just, you know, yeah, man. On to other
Oh
news.
man,
You got Damian
yeah.
Lillard. Damian Lillard on if there is any pressure for NBA players playing the game for playing the game of basketball. So he answers,
Mm,
pressure? Nah. This is just playing ball. Pressure is the homeless man who doesn't know where his next meal is. Pressure is the single mom who is trying to pay rent. We get paid a lot of money to play a game. There are challenges, but to call it pressure is an insult to regular people. That's Damian Lillard in his nonchalant way of, replying to a report on how NBA players handle pressure. So I agree with Damian Lillard. This guy's
oh man,
paying. This guy's again paying a lot of money, to play basketball.
yeah. That was a good answer. Dame Lillard is a is great for interviews, and he for just seeing him speak his mind, very humble, and always saying, always speaking right. He's never want to be arrogant, and we actually see he's one of the most loyal players in the league right now, sticking it with the Trailblazers. Trailblazers, like that's his home. That's who gave him a chance, and he's still there trying to fight for them. And he's very smart. You can actually see the way he talks, and a real role model for younger players coming up. You know.
I mean, Damian Lillard is just great. I mean, loyal guy. He'll put his franchise in his back, even if he just wants to build something. He just doesn't want to do the same thing. LeBron
Mm,
did it. He doesn't want to do the thing that these other guys do. Like they leave for another team. They don't want to do that. So
mm,
that's the thing that they that he's built different. So hey, you got
yeah,
did you see the NBA 2K22 cover releases? Did you see them?
I
2020
actually
NBA.
haven't seen them.
Oh, says so. Luka Doncic is on the cover. Uh,
Oh, no
look,
way.
Luka Doncic is on the cover, and also you
Yeah.
got this all-time cover which has Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You've got Dirk
Mm,
Nowitzki and KD
mm.
all put together. Bro, it's I'll send it to you on WhatsApp. You got to see this. And also the first ever lady WNBA player to be featured in an NBA 2K game cover is Candace
Mm.
Parker for the
Oh,
Los Angeles
oh,
Sparks. So yeah, I mean,
was
this time they're releasing like three covers, and it's pretty good to see Luka Doncic. I'll make sure that when I get my PlayStation, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get this Luka Doncic one because it looks solid. Looks solid.
when's the release date? When is the game coming out?
It's supposed to be this September. Um, the game's release the game they release it in September, and
Mm,
the prelude for the game. So it's like a whole day event where they do history of 2K, how it came about. Let me pull up that photo real quick so that you can check it out real quick. Let me share. Oh, Lucas is back. Lucas,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Sorry
uh,
about connection issues.
no problem.
okay.
No problem. Hope you can see my
Mm.
screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we can see it.
You see that cover
Ah,
right there?
yeah.
There's
yeah,
Luka.
looks so sick.
There's
I
Luka
saw. I saw the
Doncic.
look at Doncic. Yeah.
There's a Luka Doncic cover there. You got this one that I was
Yeah.
talking about earlier. You've got Kareem. You've got Dirk. You've got
Mm,
Katie right there.
mm.
You know, they try to use the Shaq dunk on Katie. You know, that dunk, that Kareem skyhook, and also the duck fadeaway, one-legged fadeaway. You know, all-time
Yeah.
great.
has has there ever been three players on one cover like the what we're
Yes,
seeing right here with
Yeah.
yes. There's 2K12
Steph,
had Blake.
Stephen Curry.
2K12 had wait, 2K12 had Blake Griffin, Derrick Rose, and Kevin
yeah.
Durant on the cover. So 2K12 had this mashup,
Ah,
and yeah,
ah, ah.
you have to. I've been playing 2K since 2K8, 2K8. I was playing live
Wow.
since 2000, the 2000 to 2008. I've been playing NBA
Uh,
Live. NBA 2K it was pretty good, so I picked up the slack with NBA 2K and 2K8, 9, 10 until 2021. So I've been playing this game for like a long time, so I can see the covers the way they have been, evolving, and I like it. I like it. It's pretty
and
good.
this the cover with Nowinski, KD, and Karim is so sick. I think wow, this
This
is
one,
such a
right?
sick cover.
I like this one.
Yeah,
I think I got a new partner in
yeah.
the game.
This you better get this game, bro. When it
Yeah,
releases,
yeah.
I know it's gonna cost like
That's my
like
favorite too.
7,000 Apple, but
Uh,
I'm
Yeah.
gonna just make sure to
Actually, I
get
do
this.
play 2K. I do play 2K.
You play 2K, bro? Ah, nice, nice, nice.
Yeah.
I love 2K a lot. I love 2K a lot.
It's worth it.
So it's a great game.
Yeah,
Check
I
check
do
out
play
what this.
2K. Yeah.
So oh,
But,
and also guys, make sure to follow this NBA Buzz for all your NBA content.
mm, mm,
Some of the things I just come up with on the show, I just pop in here, just check it out,
aye.
like this this situation with the Bradley Beal, multiple
yeah.
players like Jason Tatum, Bradley Beal situation, and
Mm,
also Greg Popovich, the way he was being interrupted when he was talking in the post game press conference when USA got beat by Australia. This it was very
Yeah.
hilarious. The reporter didn't want him to talk because the reporter just kept pounding the points. So it wasn't sitting well with Popovich because Popovich is an all-time great. He's the greatest coach of all time. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
yeah, man.
I'm seeing Dame Lillard is turning 31. Oh man, that's
Yes,
insane.
sir. Yes, so
This
Dame
guy's
Lillard.
31 years old.
Yeah, he's 31. Yeah, actually, this is the quote. Happy 31st birthday, Damian Lillard. Humble
Mm,
guy. Actually, this is the most loyal guy in the NBA. He chose to stay in Portland. Didn't want to, leave this team, and he just chose loyalty, man.
are we really going to see this guy leave that team
I
and
don't think.
kind of go for
I
the
mean,
championship? I mean, he's 31.
I mean,
Coming to the yeah.
this guy Damian Lillard, he's signed to Portland. I told you his contract. He's guaranteed
Yeah.
227 million up to 2025 with his last 2 years 50 million of the cap. 50, 50, 50, 50. So like this guy's locked into Portland. I mean, another trading him will be a
Mm,
financial burden for another team. They won't be
mm,
able to build around him easily because
mm,
they have to match contracts. They have to make sure like I mean it's a hassle. It's a hassle. It's
mm,
a hassle to do
mm.
that. So he's locked in Portland.
Alright. Nah, no problem, man. No
Yeah, man.
problem, no problem.
I'm just waiting for Game 5. I'm just so happy to see Game 5 this
Yeah,
Sunday.
I
Sunday.
we guys were actually saying that the Suns were going to to sweep the Bucks after those two games. So it's actually I'm happy to have a game 5. I'm happy
I,
that there's a game 5.
I don't see what the guys were saying. Suns in 5, Suns in 4. Where are they? I don't see them. They went silent. I mean, you know that Sons and Four guy who went viral. He was like Sons and
Yeah,
Four.
yeah,
It's like
yeah. And then you
in,
went for
in game two, it was like Sons and Four, Sons and Four.
yeah. I saw that.
I
That
mean,
was insane.
crazy man. I mean, that guy actually met Jamal Murray. You know, he beat a guy who wore Jamal Murray jersey. So he met that guy who said something for. He became viral, an internet sensation. He met Jamal Murray, and yeah, man,
Yeah,
that's the
became a
thing.
legend.
He just became an all-time legend like that. So,
I,
uh, I mean, and also just to add on, you see, Kawhi Leonard had a surgery to repair a partial torn ACL. He'll be out for around 9 months via Shams Charania via the Athletic. So so Kawhi Leonard
wow.
he had to go to get that surgery because he had a partial ACL. If he have a torn he be torn he had torn his ACL completely, he would be like Clay Thompson, and he'll miss the whole other season. So it's great. It's great for him to get that surgery. What you guys think about that,
Yeah.
Okay, for me,
Lucas?
Yeah.
okay. First, it's really tough on the organization because they risked having him go back to play, and it was a tough thing. And as we know, Kawhi Leonard with injuries, once it gets complicated, this guy is gonna leave you. He's gonna leave your organization right there. So I think it's gonna be tough to keep him, but I think that's the problem with the league. Guys are getting rushed into like going back to play games, maybe like win or lose games. They get their injuries more worse. I think it's just good for Kawhi to like take his own time, get healed,
And
rehab,
also,
then go back to the league. Yeah.
and also Lucas, remember, this is Kawhi Leonard is in his last year in his contract, and also actually he can also opt out of his contract and be a unrestricted free agent in this off season. Do you think the Clippers are gonna
Man,
extend him?
there's a
You know,
play
he,
option. Yeah.
he has a play option in this season, so he can opt out of that contract and sign with another team.
Okay,
So
with
what
Kawhi
is
Leonard, we don't know. With Kawhi Leonard,
we just gotta wait for a Woj bomb.
okay. For me, I'm saying I think Kawhi is gonna leave. I'm gonna think he's gonna leave the. I think
I
Kawhi is
mean,
gonna leave the Clippers.
look,
Sadly,
Lucas, I have a question to ask you, and I just want you to be very honest with me. Had had Kawhi Leonard stayed with Toronto, would
okay,
they
sure.
have gone back? Would they have gone back to the NBA Finals if he didn't go to the Clippers?
Okay, let's see. With how the East is right now, I highly doubt they will have
No,
been
no,
fifth,
not right,
sixth
not,
seed, but I don't think they
not,
will have gone back to a finals or even.
not right now, Lucas. Like you see in
Sorry.
2019, you see,
Yeah,
not right now, not
yeah,
the way
yeah,
the league is, not the
yeah,
way the league is built right now, right? You
yeah,
see,
yeah,
I'm talking about the 2020 season. 2019 off season, he
yeah.
left to the Clippers. What if he left the Clippers, right? What if he stayed for that season? And remember, KD was
Mm,
injured, Kyrie was injured, Giannis was in
yeah,
that MVP mode, and the Miami Heat were there. The Boston Celtics just lost Kyrie to guard Kemba. I actually think
yeah,
that the Raptors, if they had Kawhi Leonard, they will have made the finals. I honestly believe that because if you see the second round when the Raptors matched up with the Celtics, they were really outmatched. They didn't have enough firepower because Pascal Siakam, he had some downers in that series, and I feel like he needed
yeah,
a Kawhi Leonard with him to be able to take him to that level that they were in 2019. So I have a strong belief that had Kawhi Leonard stayed, they would have gone back to the finals and matched up with LeBron and the Lakers. I feel, and the Miami Heat would have been in the wouldn't
Oh,
have made it.
you're talking about last year.
Yeah, I'm talking about last year.
Oh, but the Miami Heat right there, the Miami Heat were balling. Truth be told, the Miami Heat were too toxic for the East right there. But having Kawhi, he's a defensive player, including Lowry,
Yeah,
Siakam. I think they were a good unit. Yeah, I'll agree with you in that. I'll agree.
because I mean he has never he you know when he went to the Clippers, they blew a 3-1 lead last year. This time they made it to the West
Yeah.
Finals. They didn't make it. So I mean, for Kawhi Leonard, he has not achieved the objective that he set when he went to the Clips. So I'm not saying it's too soon that he might leave, but maybe reports, some rumors are circulating that the Warriors are trying to make a move on him. What you think about that?
The Warriors.
The Warriors, there's some reports are saying, some of these
No, no,
NBA
no,
reporters
no,
are
no,
saying,
no.
like, they're trying to say that they're trying to say sell that rumor to us. So what you guys think about that, objectively speaking?
Just
For me, the Warriors getting Kawhi. I don't know how they do that, especially money wise. I mean, do they have enough cap space?
They don't, because they don't have enough cap space, because Clay
Yeah.
Thompson signed a 190 million deal.
Mm,
Draymond Green was given $100 million contract
damn.
extension. You see, Steph Curry is in that super max already. Andrew Wiggins in that max deal. So they've got four
Yeah.
max players. So they've got four max players. And Kawhi Leonard is now taking a veteran minimum extension. That guy is 30 million. If you're not getting him 30 million, he's not gonna play for you. So they don't have money. And I don't see why guys like are pushing for Ben Simmons to go to, like Stephen A. Smith, you were saying earlier, if the Lakers, not the Lakers, the Warriors need to trade for Ben Simmons. Uh, the Warriors need to pitch to Kawhi Leonard to come to join them. I mean, it's all a bunch of BS at this point. I don't get it.
For me, For me, I think Kawhi Leonard is staying put. I mean, he had a choice to make on which team he wants to go to, and he chose the Clippers for a reason. I think he's comfortable in the city. That's his city, and I think he has the team has enough to make the playoffs each year and just be competitive, even though they kind of keep blowing this, leads and whatever. This season they were very unlucky with his injury and Ibaka's injury, of course, but they were really strong. So I don't foresee him leaving the team as long as PG is still there, PG 13. So he's comfortable there. He likes the city. His family settled well. All he ever wanted to do ever since he was in Spurs was just go to a bigger market team, which was an LA team, probably, or New York. So for him, LA Clippers is, yeah, I think he's very comfortable. And as long as he's competing every year and the team is decent, which the Clippers were, I think he's just going to stay put and keep running it back with PG 13 and the rest of the team.
I also have the same sentiment. Early in this season, late in 2020, PG was signed to that max deal, 220
Mm,
million contract extension. So he's locked in to the Clippers. He's not going anywhere. So I feel like
yeah,
he and Kawhi Leonard and PG had just to figure it out and how to win this chip.
yeah,
So yeah, so that's
yeah.
that's all I have to say about that. And that's the situation. And I'm about to close the show, so just going round. I just want you to give me a prediction on who's gonna win Game Five, Bucks versus Suns. Who's gonna win Game Five? And give me a reason why you pick your answer. So Moses, just start. Go ahead.
let me start. So game five. This is the Suns are back home, right?
Yes, sir.
So back home, the Suns have shown that they play better at home, so have the Bucks. But for me, especially the thing I mentioned with the Bucks with the minutes, actually taking minutes away from Brook Lopez, giving it to a player who can produce offensively and also defensively. That's Pat Connaughton. I think they have kind of figured it out, and Giannis keeps producing very aggressive. He's just been very consistent. Middleton, we don't know what we are going to get. I like Drew Holiday's defense, so for me, I'm picking the Bucks. The Bucks are going to like put the put themselves forward in this game and kind of win another close game. Definitely, the Suns are going to give them trouble, but I'm picking the Bucks for me.
Lucas, Lucas, are you there? Uh, Lucas, he mute.
Yeah,
Okay,
kind of
uh,
occupied. Yeah.
he muted his mic. So for me,
Mm,
I will. Okay, just on a. Okay, I support the Bucks. I feel this game is gonna be close. It's gonna be a close
mm,
game. The
yeah.
game is gonna be it's gonna be a very close game, and I actually pick the Suns to defend home
Mm,
court
mm,
because what that means is if the Suns defend home court, they'll go back to
mm,
Milwaukee, and
mm,
Milwaukee will do whatever it takes to defend home court because it's game six and they might force a game seven. So that's the actual scenario. I feel like the Suns, I don't see them losing three straight games with CP3 at the
mm,
helm because CP3 has been in the back end of losing three straight games when he blew 3-1 leads with the Clippers. Remember that time when the Clippers and the Rockets series in 2015 in the second round? Um, they got beat. They got beat in three games. So I don't see them. I don't see a scenario where CP3, falters and doesn't. He'll take over the game. I just see CP3 dropping a masterclass game, outclassing the Bucks, but not that much because the Bucks are just trying to steal one game. So I'll pick the Suns in this case. I mean, I might be wrong, but hey, I'm okay being wrong. But I just hope the Bucks prove me wrong. I just hope the Bucks prove me wrong because I'm picking the Suns. So Lucas is he's muted his mic.
yeah. Maybe he's preoccupied, but it's
But
cool.
but anyway, I'm glad you brought him on board. I mean, it's been
Yeah.
great. Oh,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
last streamers or the Moses Opondo. You remember we were in a
No,
stream
okay.
together.
Yeah.
He was in
Yeah. I
that stream.
remember.
He was in that stream, so we chopped it up with him. We had a
Mm,
lengthy discussion on some few matters NBA and stuff, and yeah,
mm,
man, it was great. And the next stream maybe I'll make sure to hit you on the DMs for the next stream because my weekend sometimes it gets hectic, but maybe I'm gonna push
yeah.
it to Monday evening. The game is on
Mm,
Sunday morning, so I'm gonna push it to Monday evening because Sunday evening may have some few engagements here and there, but I'll push it to Monday, maybe Monday same time
yeah. Yeah.
because
That's
yeah,
much better.
I'll just push it to Monday, so that works well for
Mm,
me. So I'm about to calm down, Lucas. Are you? Let me just calm down a bit. It's been great having you on board. You're
yeah.
welcome. Oh, Lucas is back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so we are going round. There's this. Let me just put it for you, Lucas. So
Yeah.
in every end of the show, we make a prediction for who's gonna win the
Mm-hmm.
next game. So Moses
Mm-hmm.
has picked the Bucks to win Game Five, and he has given me a reason why he picks the Bucks. I've given my reason why I picked the Suns to win Game Five, and also I gave my reasons on it. So, what team do you think is gonna win Game Five, and give a reason to back up why you picked that team to win Game Five?
Uh, I'll take the Phoenix to win game five.
Okay.
One crowd. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll take Phoenix to win game five. I think they really play well when they're at home, and this is a team that was number two, it's number one or number two
They
in the West.
they they finished as the second seed in the West, number two,
Yeah,
behind the Jazz.
yeah. Obviously, to win to come out from the West as the second seed, it's gonna be tough for the Bucks to win at Phoenix, and I think Chris Paul is gonna have a breakout game or game five, and I actually don't think Giannis will have a really big game, but I think Middleton will keep up with his points. Drew, I'm not too sure, but Booker, Chris Paul, and I'm gonna take Bridges for Phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And yeah, man. I'm about to end the stream, so I'm so great you guys came to the stream, Moses and Lucas. Lucas is your first time, but Moses I've been doing it with him a couple of times this streams. You're welcome.
Yeah,
I'll be
Makata,
I'll be
Makata.
I'm gonna make sure that make sure you get the links. Draw. I'll make sure to get you the links so that you can join the stream and we can chop it up a bit. So the next stream, I'm gonna make sure that I'll push it to Monday evening. Although the game is on Sunday. Sunday, my weekends are pretty tricky. I'm gonna push it. I was talking to Moses earlier. I'm gonna push that stream on Monday for Game 5, and we're gonna chop it up then. So thanks for joining the stream, man. Thanks.
Yeah, pleasure, pleasure.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
always your guys are always welcome, and feel free to Paul, hop in anytime. I'll be making sure you get the links. It's been great. I've had a lot of fun. Okay. Uh,
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
okay.
Till Monday.
Till Monday, guys. Good night. Good night. So yeah, man. So I had my guy Moses and Lucas. Lucas was hopped in the stream for the first time, and yeah, man. I had a lot of fun here. I mean, I always look forward to these type of shows because I just like chopping it up with guys about matters NBA. Just get a different perspective on the game, and all that great stuff, man. So if you guys like the stream, be sure to like the stream. Make sure to leave a comment down below in the comment section. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notification posts. Just never miss any new gems, new videos, new upcoming streams I'm dropping. And yeah, man. With that being said, man, I'm out. Peace.